Drum roll, please.
Boom, 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 boom.
That was fucking shit. Good afternoon, morning, evening, or night, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the
Media
Posdact.
And today, I'm your host, Jamie. To my right is
XOID voice Strayhind.
and to my left is
I build everything.
Wait, that's
lovely
not fair.
jubbly.
No, look. I'm holding, I guess B or circle.
If
Yeah,
only it
you
worked
get
like that
that
in real life. If only.
You get the reference though, right?
Yeah,
No.
of course.
James?
I don't.
Well, you didn't have a fucking childhood, so you wouldn't understand it, would you?
You guys.
Before we get into stuff like this, I'd just like to thank the patrons over at Patreon for keeping us alive, basically.
Yeah, the other day I went on there and I was like, you know what? I'm going to leave like a little thread so patrons can give us patron feedback that I will be guaranteed to see. I just asked, how are you feeling about the cast lately? The things you want to see more or less of? And yeah, a lot of good feedback in there. The general consensus was that people wanted more frequency of videos and the potential of slightly longer casts. I feel like between an hour and an hour and a half is about the sweet
If
spot
it gets
there.
longer than
Yeah.
like an hour and 40 minutes is when
Well,
it's going off.
I'm happy with doing longer ones when we're feeling it, you know?
Yeah.
But to force a longer one. But yeah,
That's when there's
I'm
trouble.
totally for doing longer casts whenever the situation
feel it,
arises, instead of forcing it to end.
It'd be nice if we had a camera that
After an
didn't
hour.
cut off every 30 minutes.
Yeah,
then you'd feel more of a natural conclusion probably.
yes.
Be anywhere between 45 minutes and hour and a half, I assume. We'll I don't know, we'll figure something out eventually.
Yeah, we work.
170.
We made it. It's 170. That's like a big deal.
I feel like every 10 episodes is like a sort of thing.
We're on that grind all day, every day.
One of the most consistent projects I've ever been a part of.
It is the most consistent thing in my life.
170 episodes.
It's been a
And we missed 1 week, I believe. And that was like completely... There's nothing we could have done about that one.
Is that the one where James forgot to plug in his mic?
No, because when that happened, we recorded another one.
Oh, yeah, you and I did.
Before. Actually,
that
no,
was
it
funny,
came out
yeah.
on the day, but just late. That was
Yeah.
the Nibber Grinch one.
Yeah, I remember that one. Because it wasn't my fault that it went wrong.
Well,
It was-
debatable.
No, because I plugged in the stuff fine and we checked it and it was fine and then it just went wrong. So that's not me.
That's quite a long time, though.
170 episodes.
Like, I remember when
That's
we
what,
started
8
the
years now?
cast. Yeah,
no,
9,
it must
10
be
years.
close to.
No, when we started the cast, it was around the time David Bowie died. I
Yeah,
remember that
yeah.
being like one of the first topics we did.
Yeah, that was like the second episode.
Yeah.
No way is it that long ago.
Yeah.
No.
Seriously, it was years ago now.
No. We started way before then.
No, we didn't.
We straight up did.
No, we didn't.
No, because the first episode was the Smosh
Smosh one.
one, so it was around the time I made the Smosh video.
See, time has flown for me,
Time is extremely valuable
and I'm wasting it.
But I prefer to waste it.
on Jarling's Basic.
That's just some James shit.
Time is valuable, and we're all wasting time. We should all be on that grind.
Time is a linear. Time is linear.
Or is it?
linear.
What have you been up to, James?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I kind of got into Game of Thrones recently.
Really?
Yeah. I haven't watched it in like 2 weeks.
Right, as everyone decides they hate it. And everyone's disappointed.
No, that doesn't count because I started watching it when it came out.
So, like, by the end of the year, you'll be like, suddenly like, what happened to this show, dog?
Yeah, probably. There's a few things I want to pick up again. I want to watch Initial D again.
I wouldn't mind watching Initial
I've
D.
had
If
so
it was
mu-
on Netflix, I'd consider
I've
watching
had
it.
the strongest Initial D cravings recently, and I don't know what to do. about it.
Cravings.
I've been sitting there like, get home from work, got nothing to do. I'm just like, I should watch Initial D, and I don't watch it, and it's like that every day. I haven't watched any movies. I've been listening to a few things. Nothing much.
A few things.
Whamstein and Kanye West specifically. They're the two ones I'm really...
Einstein. Einstein, go.
I played them on the way here because they had a new album out.
James likes German heavy metal now, I guess.
No, I've liked it for ages, but they released a new album like the first time in 10 years, so I've been listening to that a whole lot. And then Kanye West on repeat all the time.
I'd like to call back to a question from I think 2 episodes ago, where I was asked, or specifically Alex and I were asked our favourite Kanye albums from like worst to best.
Yep, I remember it.
And I've listened to My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and that has crept up to second or first place.
Really, it's
I wouldn't go that far.
potentially better than Life of Pablo.
I wouldn't say better.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, like there are parts that I like at the moment, because I've fucking rinsed the hell out of Life of Pablo.
I'm getting to that stage of internet.
So at the moment it's kind of fresh, and it's the album I pick over Life of Pablo.
Right, yeah.
At the moment.
It does get better and better the more you listen to it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I've been listening
That's
to
the
it
case
a
with
lot
like
as well.
all of his albums.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
I hated Life of Pablo when I first listened to it. I literally couldn't stand it.
Yeah, I didn't like it first
I was
time
just
either.
like, nah.
It's a lot to get used to,
Mm-hmm.
especially with
Especially starting with that one.
and none of us are like hip hop experts or anything.
No.
Or, white boys to the extreme.
Yeah.
So some of the crazy shit he does in his music can be a bit much to get used to. But once you do, it's like,
Oh shit.
I feel like I kind of understand this guy. It's kind of neat.
It's weird that someone so weird is so popular.
He's not.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he is though.
He is.
No, he doesn't. He is. No, he is. It's just like you don't think
He doesn't
it
feel
is.
like he was made like Katy Perry or
Yeah.
Taylor Swift or someone like that,
Like
where
Coldplay or something.
they're like they have a talent that is being exploited to like make music that is
Mhm.
sells. But I just don't get that with Kanye. He's just too odd, and the things he talks about and the like shade he throws at people.
Yeah.
Like he's constantly making fun of like the rap industry and being a celebrity and stuff like that. So
It's just when you listen to his music, it doesn't sound like it'd be wildly popular like a Katy Perry or Miley Cyrus or ever. It does not
No.
sound like that. But it's still.
But the
unbelievably
songs of his that do get the most popular are the ones that sound the most like the kind of mumbly rap that's really
Yeah.
popular at the moment.
Really?
Yeah, like I was looking at what the most played songs were on his latest album,
Yeah.
and like the worst song on the album is the most played one.
Which one's that?
Which album?
Is it Yikes? It's called Yay on that album.
Oh yeah.
The one that's got that weird guy doing it.
Yikes is the best song from that album.
Oh, there we go.
It's fucking it bangs.
James is a basic.
No.
On James
I
is
just think
basic.
it bangs. And I haven't listened to that full album completely though, so that might be why. But I've heard
It's only
Yikes.
like
and I'm
20
like,
minutes long.
Ooh. For that song, you know.
I have a topic that I think you guys might like. It's a genuine one as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Ask away.
We've talked about certain like addictions before. On the cast.
Chocolate fudge cake addiction,
Uh-huh.
brownie waffle addiction,
Banana addiction.
serious addiction.
But recently, I don't know if you saw this. Video game addiction is now a real
Yes,
disease.
I saw this.
According to the World Health Organization,
Yeah.
which isn't the most reliable.
No, but it's got people talking about it. Is the point?
Yeah.
See if I can find a good.
No,
cut out.
it exists. It is a thing. I'm not going to deny it 100%.
Yeah,
is.
gaming disorder, which is a terrible name, was recently classified as a mental health disorder in the 11th revision of the International Classification
Yeah, I
of
don't think-
Diseases.
Calling it a disorder isn't right.
No.
An addiction, surely.
Yeah, why
you
not
don't
have-
get- you don't
why
have
not-
gambling disorder, do you?
No,
It's
yeah.
gambling addiction.
Because
Yeah,
you're addicted to doing something.
they've got it like the wrong way round. Like, surely it should be addiction, and then it's what you're addicted to, instead of like having all the addictions be separate, right?
How do you mean? Like, are you
Because
saying?
they're saying it's like it's different for some
yeah,
reason.
which it isn't.
When it's just
It's extremely similar to gambling to me, but the thing is, it's instead of with gambling, it's money you're losing.
yeah,
With gaming addiction, I feel like what the resource you're losing is time.
Time, yeah, or in some instances, your own health.
Yeah. Well, it's not particularly healthy if you're going to have a binge and just sit fucking playing probably in the dark for a long time.
I don't know what change this would actually like have.
It won't.
We won't have any.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe if people know that it's recognized, they might come forward and be like, hey, I'm addicted to gaming, y'all.
The gambling addiction exists doesn't stop people from being addicted to gambling.
But I feel like you would be treated more seriously by like people who are willing to help if you said, I genuinely think I'm addicted to gambling. I feel like there are probably more resources available than someone who tried to explain that they're addicted to video games. I don't think people take it as seriously.
No.
Because part of it comes from the fact that, like, our generation sort of gets things like that a bit better. But as you go above in terms of the generations, it gets more and more, like, confusing. Because, like, a video game to, like, my parents means something very different to what we know it to actually be as. And how addictive it can be. Like, for them, they'd probably see it and be like, how could you get addicted to something as stupid as Pong? You know?
Yeah.
Like, that kind of level. Or especially, like, any of our grandparents, I'm sure for them, like, the idea is just silly. But the fact of the matter is, video games, they're like part of the design process is to make them as fun and addictive as possible, in the same way like casinos design their machines.
But they've also
stuff.
added in gambling to make it even more.
Well, yeah, now it has that layer too.
But is there such a thing as like social media addiction? Yeah. Is that in the World Health Organization?
Yeah, surely just like mobile phones.
It's just like media addiction, just constant distractions.
It's like they can't like say there's gaming's all that's addictive when people will literally sit there, get home until like 11 o'clock and just watch TV like that all night.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's
like
the same thing.
My mum, her free time will either go to gardening or Netflix.
Yeah, because while she's watching Netflix, she likes to click and clack away on crochet.
Yeah. So like, is that an addiction? Because she watches a lot of things on Netflix.
My mum does the same. Literally, that's it though. Just TV. And that's like, fuck me. It's like, I think of it as if like, if you get up in the morning and the first thing you think to do is that, I say that's like...
Yeah.
That's like...
I reckon that's it, yeah.
Because it's like, I've told...
Unless it's like the weekend or a holiday or something, obviously.
Yeah, we spoke about this recently when I was saying that I like can't get up and play games because I feel bad. So I have to like physically do some exercise or something. And it's just like...
Exercises and drive to McDonald's and buy McDonald's.
No, I worded it poorly at the time, but you knew what I meant. But it's like, imagine getting up and instantly playing on your like console till like midday.
You want to stimulate your mind in like the real world before going into escapism.
I do prefer ending the night on video games as opposed
we normally do, to be honest.
Yeah, as opposed to getting up and that being the first thing I do.
It just sucks the energy and life out of you if you do it early in the morning. It's just
what about if you're like... There have been games where I'm like, nah, I just got to see what happens next.
Yeah.
And so the next morning you just go straight in.
Isn't that like... But you get that when you're playing a story game, so you're
well, no, I mean,
just like, something new.
Like, genuinely.
Like, when something is brand new, you do want to get back to it as soon as possible and every free chance you get. But it's not like that's a consistent thing that lasts for months.
It literally lasts like a day or two. And then
this, seeing it be like, recognized now as an actual thing, it made me wonder if there ever has been a point for any of us where you genuinely believe you did maybe have this.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure,
100%.
Thinking about it, I 100% did around Destiny time.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think you did around Destiny time.
Because like in my hierarchy of like what things mattered in my life, Destiny was at the top.
Yeah.
Where it was like, have to do like all the daily challenges. Oh shit, like if it was the weekly reset day, it would be like, okay, schedule my day around the reset or whatever and getting things... Like that's bad. That is really bad.
And that you're an ideal customer to them if you're at that point.
And I would say that's an addiction.
And yeah,
if you have an addictive personality in that way, it's a good thing they probably around that time Destiny didn't have microtransactions.
Yeah.
So the only thing why'd you do that? The only thing I did lose was time, which I do regret. But at the same time, it wasn't the end of the world because some of my highest regarded videos are the Destiny ones. So
it worked out in the end for that, but
for me specifically, but like.
It's like, I think back to the days when I played Modern Warfare 2. It was like, get home, Modern Warfare 2, until like 10 o'clock. every day.
Do you think you were genuinely?
No, I was addicted.
Yeah,
Do you think about it while at
Modern
school and
Warfare
stuff?
2,
Yes.
I reckon, had the first true like addictive game. Like the progression in that game. The
What about, like,
sound
World of
effects.
Warcraft? Stuff like that.
I was that addicted to it.
That's
I
true.
would max out the game and make another account just so I can get that pop, that level up pop in every match.
Yeah.
It's the FOMO thing that really gets people.
Yeah,
The
I
fear of
suffered
missing
from
out
that.
of,
I've suffered from that
Like
really
Destiny,
badly.
like there are events where like if you don't get in, then you're not getting that bullshit item or whatever.
Yeah.
I would say that I became addicted to World of Tanks as well.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Because it was that FOMO thing as well, because they had these specials where it's just like, you buy a tank now and it's never going to come back.
It's why
So that's why I threw money into that game and time and all the time into that game.
yeah.
I was addicted to the gambling part. Not in the gambling part, it's like just the buying part and the playing part. Really bad.
It's just, there's something about like the systems that video games have that like certain ones are really like attractive to the way my brain works, and that I just want to like live in like really intensely until it's finished.
Yeah.
I'm just about that with certain games, and like to the point where I just ruin it. It's the way I just consume media. Like I just find a thing I really like and I just go in so hard that I ruin it for myself because I like it so much. Whether it be an album like that I really like, just rinse it until I'm sick of it.
You used to do it with just one song. It would
Yeah.
really piss me off. Because like back in the day, when we were both living at home, we had one Xbox downstairs and one in your room. So then when my parents...
shit CRT TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when the TV was used by my parents like after dinner, that's when I had to go into your room
Right, yeah.
and like play video games or do whatever. And you would have your song
On
that you
repeat.
liked, and you would play it over and over and over and over and over, and it would drive me fucking insane. Especially when it was fucking Tig Old Bitties.
No, I remember playing all those like Ray William Johnson songs because I MP3 converted them and put them on my iTunes library.
Everyone did at that point.
I didn't. FYI.
Jim was anti-groupthink even back then.
I just thought they sounded shit.
They
Which they do.
Sounded shit. I even had a few on my
I've
iPod
always
there.
been attracted to shit things though.
You still are.
There's a certain type of shit thing that's like this is awful, but I just need to hear it more, or see it more, or whatever it is.
I'm that way of like
Especially bad music.
Drake sometimes.
Yeah.
Like the other day I was like, I'm not in the mood for anything but Drake right now. So I just smacked on in my feelings and was like, this is giving me what I want. This is shit, but it's giving me what I want right now.
It's like eating KFC or McDonald's.
Fast food, yeah. There are certain movies that are like that too. Comfort food movies and shit.
Kung
Mad
Fu
Max.
Panda.
Not Kung Fu Panda or Mad Max because they're both actually really good.
Fast
Oh,
and
right,
Furious.
no, I see.
Fast and
Mad
Furious.
Mad
That's
Max
the
is...
Yeah, like it's a dumb Fast and Furious movie. That's
no,
the
they're so
equivalent.
shit. They're so boring.
No.
The Spider-Man movies.
The Sam Raimi ones.
Yeah.
No, but I
Yeah, they're
consider
probably a
them
good example
shit.
of that.
I consider them unwatchable shit, and you
They are not.
See, that's where
unwatchable.
They are.
I think they're very watchable.
No, I
They're
can't
very
watch them.
They're
enjoyable.
incredibly entertaining. Anyway, what game have I been addicted to?
What game do you think he's played the most out of all games?
Jim never did that though with any game, like commit to one. Jim was always bouncing around games constantly. When he'd finish one, he'd just go to the next.
Yeah.
There was never that one.
There's been a few where he's played them a lot, but that's only because we've played them a lot. So Jim's
I was probably addicted to Reach as well, come to think of it.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
anything
Ruben.
Bungie makes, basically. Just get me addicted.
Yeah, it's weird. I feel like there must have been a time where I was, but
You'd know though. Everyone has that like that thing that they will look at their timer of how much they've watched or played it and been like, fuck me.
Forza for me actually. I wouldn't say I'm addicted though. I just played that game a lot because I was obsessed.
There is also a difference between like addictively playing something and also just really liking something.
yeah, it's tricky to like.
It's about the
I'd say an addiction is when you go out of your way to like you were saying, like scheduling a day around it.
yeah, it's where
Like instead of it being, oh, I've got time to do this,
Mhm.
or I've got like a couple hours to spare, I'll
Yeah.
do this.
It's
It was, I all right, I'll get this done as soon as possible so I can get back to this thing that I like.
Yeah.
I'd like
No,
to
it's
also
bad.
add, if it's now considered addiction, is there anyone with that addiction who's more proud of it than them? Gamers are just obsessed with the fact that they're addicted to gaming.
Yeah, it's almost like a point of pride with like
Yeah,
gaming
it's
stuff.
really bizarre.
Where
You're not a real gamer until you've put fucking 20,000 hours into Skyrim.
Yeah.
Or you're not up at 3 a.m. when you've been on it since 2 a.m. the day before. You're not a gamer.
And like the whole try hard thing.
Dark Souls, all of that.
Yeah, it's a weird one. But it's also so popular now, and like
It's only
so
getting
many,
popular.
especially
More and more.
like kids and younger generations. Like,
They're the ones who are going to be victim for addictions because they're
well,
just gonna,
our
Our
generation.
generation is clearly by how we're so
Yeah.
proud of
I'm
the
and I'm
fact.
sure
Right,
a
that's
significant amount of the generation above too.
But I think it's younger children. It's easier for them to become addicted because they're being exposed to it.
Well,
so
think about
young.
like mums on Facebook. They get quite addicted to like games
The
on there and
Facebook
stuff like that,
games.
like phone games and stuff like that. They're all built around that.
The
The
kind of-
annoying thing about when an older person plays like a phone game is that if you try to talk to them while they're doing it,
they
they
can't.
can't.
they
multitask.
cannot separate the phone from like real life.
Yeah. It's like
it just-
whenever mum comes here and I'm like playing some game on the TV,
Yeah.
she acts like, well, I guess I'll just go then. You're just ignoring me. 'Cause I'm just trying to like
but she
finish
goes on
something
her
else.
fucking quiz game and she's just like a
Yeah.
vacuum.
Where I'm just like, no,
The
I can have a full
void.
conversation. But it's just my
Yeah.
eyes need to be looking over there.
No, but do you not find it really hypocritical when all these like older generations will criticize young people for playing video games, but then they will be addicted to Facebook games? That is like,
No, because it's in their mind, it's like a different thing.
but it's worse because it actually sucks in more money. And it's
Yeah.
addictive because it's just like you get pop-ups like your farm's made 2 loaves of bread and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah. I thought that was an interesting thing.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Most people are obviously mocking it because of its absurd name.
Gamers.
Why didn't they just include it with like social media and technology and call it something else? Call it something cool. Actually, no. You don't want
Gamers
to make
Rise
it
Up.
attractive.
That's what they should
You don't
call
want
it.
to
Think that's
reasons
water.
why it.
Okay, don't give me more time. Fine then, I'll just starve.
Should we do the classic? What we've been?
We did.
That's what I was
This is
doing
what
and
we
then
was
you
doing.
interrupted the...
Well, that's sort of that was sort of
No,
that's
I'm not
something I
complaining. I'm
absorbed.
just saying we can naturally...
Yeah, for
we
the
can
last-
very naturally go back into that after this abrupt transition.
Yeah, that was my topic anyway.
My topic is, what have you been doing?
What else? Black Mirror season 5.
Yep, I watched that.
Me and Jim have both seen that, and James knows a weird amount about it for some reason.
Yeah.
It's because I'm actually,
You're on Twitter,
Not
yeah.
no,
So you
yeah,
see
basically.
yeah.
I actually know things that go on in real life.
It's an alright season. Just fine.
I'd say it's quite below average.
Yeah, but
For
from memory, the last season wasn't that good either.
No, but it had such a good climax. Like the final episode was really good.
What was the last season's last episode?
It was the museum with like the guy that could
that
feel
was
other
a
people's pain and shit.
great episode.
I love the ones that feel more like
Like a film, basically.
no, like that show.
An anthology.
What's that show called though? That Futurama made fun of it. The Scary Door.
Oh yeah,
Scary
the
Door.
show that the whole like Black Mirror is basically
Yeah.
based on.
Twilight Zone.
Yeah, Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
That's what Black Mirror is effectively, like an anthology. I wouldn't say horror, but like sci-fi thriller stuff. But it's more sci-fi, obviously.
Wait, isn't Twilight Zone the one where the helicopter crashed on shit?
In the movie, yeah.
Yeah.
In the Twilight Zone movie, there were a couple deaths on set because a helicopter blade cut someone's head off or something, which is
Fucking crazy.
yeah, awful. But yeah, it was okay.
Fitting movie for that to happen on.
I know. Yeah. Now there'll be all like theories and stories and stuff. Where it's like,
Nah, this dude just
yeah.
had a
Was it
tragic
season
death.
5?
I don't know. Season 6. Who the fuck knows?
Whatever the latest
Hannah
season is.
Montana season whatever.
Yeah, Hannah Montana and Anthony Mackie.
Best episode?
Hannah Montana.
No, I think that Hannah Montana one is
No,
easily the worst.
I'm
one.
asking, not saying what's the best episode. I'm asking which is the best episode.
It probably is the first one. The
first one is my
gamer one.
favorite. Yeah.
And that's not to say I think it's the greatest or anything.
No.
It's still got bad things
I
about
thought
it.
out of the season, it asked the most interesting questions.
Yeah, like when Black Mirror is at its best, it establishes a scenario that's like, yeah, what would you do, or how would you react given this technology or whatever? And it's an interesting sort of setup. There's a good hook. Whereas the other two don't really have one.
The second one was entertaining just from like a drama basis.
Yeah.
And the third one, how I measure now, the quality of something is how often I go on 1010 on my phone while watching it.
Really?
Yeah.
If you can keep your interest.
Well, actually, I didn't look at my phone at all during the first one.
Right.
And the second one, the start, I was kind of like, just a little bit of 1010.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third one, a lot of it, I was just like, 1010. Got a fucking high score, though. Got like 8,000.
Isn't that a bit addictive?
This is my addiction game.
You literally can't keep your mind on something so long before you're addicted back on.
No, if it's bad,
no,
then...
James, for Jim and Ruben, I'd say like Instagram or like...
no.
I very rarely use Instagram.
He's stopped. He's stopped.
It fucking sucks.
Ruben, though.
It used to be really bad, though. Always on Instagram.
Used to. Me, I hardly use it anymore.
It was like a game between me and Ruben, who can find the best memes and...
Right.
That's addictive. They were
Send them
both
to
like
each
their messages.
I found some golden eggs.
And you never sent
in
them
my
to me.
time. You didn't even have it during the golden age of Instagram.
I've had Instagram for like 2 years.
Really?
Bro. Yeah.
I haven't. I only just figured out how to use it, and since then it sucks.
But yeah,
You don't
kind of a
follow-
disappointing season of Black Mirror. but
Yeah.
Whatever.
The first one is the only one as well that like really subverted my expectations.
Yeah.
Like, because from... I didn't watch any trailers or anything for this season.
Yeah,
I just
I didn't
knew that
either.
Anthony Mackie was in it.
Yeah, and Miley
that was it.
Cyrus.
I didn't even know she was in it.
I knew she was in it. That was it, though.
And it just went in a direction I really wasn't expecting.
But I was saying to you in the car, if this season does include Bandersnatch technically, then I think it's a pretty good season.
Yeah.
So I really like that special. I thought that was really well done. But yeah, I also watched
He was just ripping off
Chernobyl.
Bioshock though.
No, I watched Chernobyl,
Yep.
the HBO show.
I've seen some of Chernobyl as well.
No spoilers, please.
Lol. It's very good. I mean, I don't think it's the best show ever made. Like it's
It's
rated
good.
as, like Reddit wants you to believe, but it's very good.
It's good. And it's scary. And Chernobyl was scary.
It's frightening, yeah.
Radiation is like, yikes.
Speaking of the best show ever made, I finished watching Breaking Bad again, which is the best show ever made.
No, it's not.
I think I'd agree with you.
Yeah, it is. What's
Top
better?
Gear season 16
Fuck
is the
off.
best.
Breaking Bad is fucking incredible.
Haters want to be flinging it around all the time.
Yeah, but I mean, it's every now and again something will come along, and you'll think, "This is so good.
That's it.
How did somebody even do this?" And Breaking Bad is one of them.
Well, no. If we're going
Mad
to
Men
use,
is
if
another.
we were going to use your way to explain
The
it,
Raid 2 as well.
Yeah.
Movies like that.
no, the Raid one's better.
Shut up.
I don't think it is.
Actually, the last fight of Raid 2 is.
Because the first one actually has some competition with that Dread movie.
I prefer the Raid.
The Raid has better action, but the like tone and world building of Dread is really cool. And the like
Okay,
style
the Raid
of it.
2 is incredible, but you know, John Wick 3 is the best action movie ever
None
made.
of us have seen that though, have we? Who's gonna say it?
We'll be back after these short and wonderful messages.
Jar Media shirts now, or I'm gonna hurt you. Description below.
Anyway, yeah, we'll run through the final things we have left in terms of... It's good to do this topic like once a month or something.
Yeah.
To catch up on what we've been absorbing into our brain holes, but you have some other ones?
The Equalizer. I watched that movie. Now, I like watching this kind of popular movie, you know, like the John Wick, the Taken's.
It's like the Denzel Washington.
It's the
action
Denzel
movie.
Washington Taken, basically.
Is it even an action movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not very good action.
Yeah, isn't he like
It-
60?
Oh yeah, he's really old. But it's fucking corny as hell. And that honestly, some of it is laughable.
Laughably bad.
Yeah. Like
Didn't the
scene-
sequel just come out or
Yes.
something?
Yeah, I think it did.
I've
but
seen
like,
some of that actually.
They have scenes that are meant to be like sinister or something, and it's just
Right.
like, this is so poorly done. Like I'm actually audibly laughing.
Really?
Yeah, but the thing is, I like Denzel Washington.
It's the
And,
same reason that like Taken got away with it.
Yeah, no,
Just have a really good lead.
I've given it a 2.5 on Letterboxd,
Okay.
so it's just average, which I think is pretty fair.
Do you know what movie I watched again recently?
What?
Mission Impossible Fallout. And I'm just going to say, it's fucking incredible. It is a top 10 action movies of all time.
It is awesome.
On a second watch, I enjoyed it as much as the first, and that has never happened in my life.
Really?
It's a great movie.
No, I remember
It is
when
really
we
good.
saw that movie the first time at the cinema, I was
Mhm.
like, I cannot believe how good that was.
Yeah,
Let's go see it again.
yeah, we saw it
Which
again,
is
like,
so
the
rare
next
for me
week.
for me to want to go and see a movie again at the cinema. But we saw it again, and I was just like, I think we saw it in IMAX the second time,
Yeah.
and I was just like, that is the way to watch that movie.
Mm-hmm.
So it was, of course, a better experience than the first time. And I was just like, well, there we go, I guess.
I saw it the first time in your house, in this house, downstairs, and it was still great.
On the 4K TV.
I remember people saying before it came out, like, in reviews, this is the best action movie since Mad Max.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, come on.
Okay, here we go. Yeah.
And then I hadn't felt what I felt in the cinema watching Mission Impossible 4 since Mad Max.
Really?
Like that same just hype feeling of like you're so into the movie.
Mm-hmm. Especially the last action sequence with the helicopters.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's so impressive, and especially like on a 4K TV at home, the transfer they did on that part specifically looks amazing.
Yeah.
Whereas some of the other parts are like they did a pretty shit job with the home
Yeah.
version.
Like the motorbike bit.
Yeah, whereas like it just didn't look like that in the cinema.
Yeah,
it looks
that's
completely
probably
different.
why
It looked perfect.
I didn't
at the
notice
cinema.
any bad CG at the cinema.
No, I thought it was all real. I was like, this.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, this guy's like.
Or
Going
at the very
crazy.
least they hid it well.
Yeah.
Mm.
But there's just something about the way like they just don't understand how to sort of convert it to like a home cinema.
I do not understand
experience.
it and don't even know how to explain it.
It's normally audio that gets fucked over the hardest by like home releases. Like every Christopher Nolan movie just sounds like complete shit on like home like cinema suites because the mixing's just fucked. It's just for really loud cinemas. Yeah. Anything else?
Speaking of top 10 action movies, in terms of action, I've got a pretty shitty movie. Spider-Man Homecoming. Really like it. Really like that movie. But goddamn, does the action kind of suck.
Wait, did you just call Homecoming shitty?
I called it a shitty action movie.
Okay, yeah.
It's a really... I wasn't crazy about it the first time I saw it.
Yeah, neither was I.
And then I watched it again
It's really
2
solid.
nights ago. And I
That's
was like,
one that's kind of carried by Tom Holland and Spider-Man specifically.
Yeah. And like they just nailed the character so hard.
Yeah. It's also got heart too.
Yeah.
It's kind of rare for like some of these Marvel movies.
Yeah, that's why I gave it that extra half a star. Because of the part where he's like crushed.
The great scene, yeah. Drawing back from the comics.
Yeah. Really cool.
He's having a renaissance right now.
Yeah, he is. And he
deserves it.
he's the best superhero ever created.
Yeah. It probably goes Spider-Man, Batman for me now.
Yeah, it does for me.
Like it always was Batman just because he was in the most good stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
Just because people seem to sort of finally understand his character. But it took him having like Batman and Robin and all of that shit first for him to go good, I suppose. But now Batman is in a slump again. No good games, no good movies, anything like that.
The games are pretty good.
Huh?
It wasn't that long ago we had Arkham Knight.
It's a while ago now.
Yeah, fucking ages ago.
Yeah, a long time ago. Compared
What,
to
2
compared
years?
to Spider. It was way
Yeah,
more
oh
than
yeah,
2 years
Spider-Man
ago.
game had. Yeah.
Wasn't Arkham Knight like 2015?
Yeah, it was ages ago. It was a whole new generation ago, I'm pretty sure.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't on the fucking 360.
It was at the beginning of the latest one.
It was like a year into
2015, yeah. June 2015.
That is
It's quite a long time
It's
ago.
like it's 15, 16, 17, 18. What? 4 years?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's longer than you
This-
think.
Its fourth birthday is this month.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
4 years.
Speaking of games, I also finished Sekiro. I actually finished it a little while ago, but I just didn't mention it on the JARCAST. And it's the best fucking From Software game made.
Damn.
It's the best
I'm
one.
saying it.
I'm saying it. It's like it's so there's Dark Souls, right? And then it does a bit of exercising, and it becomes Bloodborne.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a bit of fat trimmed away, and then he fucking gets Chris Hemsworth.
He gets
to
personal
train him.
trainer,
Yeah,
dietitian.
yeah, and then he goes in. No more. He's 0% body fat right now.
Damn.
That's Sekiro.
Pretty good analogy.
Is it a lean, mean, green machine?
It's a lean, mean red.
Does it only eat kale and drink, like...
It only eats
Standard
it only eats kale, chicken and rice.
So it's the Rock. It's the Rock of games, then.
Yeah.
No, because he has fish as well. Add fish into Sekiro and you'll get the Dwayne The Rock
That would-
Johnson game.
Are there fish enemies in Sekiro?
Yes.
Well, there you go.
There's also
There's a giant
monkeys.
fish in that game. A literal giant.
I think it's the...
fish.
Previously,
spoiler.
it was Bloodborne that was the one that was like, yeah, I like just the aesthetic of this one. I like the art direction
Yeah.
and how moody it is. But now that Sekiro is like even more appealing to me
Yeah.
with the music and just the
The music is so fucking
style
good.
and everything.
The music, again, I think it's the best music From Software
Really?
games had.
Is it the same composer in each game, or are
I
they
don't know.
getting- Yeah, Ruben.
I would imagine it's not the person from Dark Souls 2 because the music in that game
it's quite different sounding. I suppose.
it also was mixed like it sounds like the music is coming from like somewhere down the street. It's really
Right.
quiet.
Some cave.
Fuck Dark Souls 2. But
10
anyway,
minutes away.
Sekiro is amazing. If you haven't played it, play it.
Oh, there's a game we got back into recently.
James, don't do that.
Rainbow Six Siege.
Don't fucking whisper into the mic.
Rainbow Six Siege. We got back into Rainbow Six Siege after quite a long break, and
We
everything.
got back into it. We played for like a couple hours and it was alright.
Mm.
And then we played the other night
It was
and it was so fucking shit.
terrible.
It
That
reminded
game-
me why I didn't.
That game is there's a definite love-hate relationship with that
Yeah,
game. There's times
absolutely.
when it's like it's the worst thing in the world and you don't want to play it, but other
It's-
times it's like, oh my god,
It's
so good.
potentially the most frustrating multiplayer
Yeah.
there is.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
But it's incredible when it's got when you've got your highs, it's high. And I don't
And
think
when
many
you're
games-
like talking with your friends and stuff, like the more friends you have playing it at once, the better.
Yeah.
When you're all communicating, that shit's good.
It's great. And I'm playing it again and I'm enjoying it. And I've got rid of Apex. Apex is gone. Not playing that anymore. But
Right, as season 2's announced and you'll be back in.
Yeah, probably. That's the thing. It's my addiction. Is
It is, yeah.
I can't help it.
Right.
Yeah. Moving on.
Moving on to question time, I suppose. If you want to leave your own questions, head over to the Jar Media Reddit, where there is a suggestions thread where you can say whatever you like. Let's do the top upvoted one, because sometimes I ignore the most upvoted comment and people get annoyed.
Silly Alex.
Okay, James, you saying that. Giraffe Lover 6969 says roleplay idea. Yeah. That's why I sometimes skip over them. Alex and Jim are two minions who just discovered your master, Gru, played by James. Has a banana fetish and tried to dissuade him from wanking into their favourite feud without kink-shaming him. Okay, so James... surely I should have been Gru then.
Yeah, you're the group because you've actually cummed into a
And
banana.
because when James has to play a major role, he just shits the bed every time.
Beto.
So you two minions, I'm Gru. What does he sound like again?
I'm Groot.
He's Russian.
I can't do a Russian voice. I can't do Steve Carell doing a Russian accent.
Just do your normal voice then. So
Bido.
Oh no, this is really bad.
He's not Mexican.
Banana.
Wait, I'm not-
banana.
No, I'm the one with the fetish. So I'm
Yes, you.
Hey, what's? Oh, I can't do the voice. This is kind of fucking the whole roleplay for me, guys.
Jim, do a Russian voice.
Hey player, drop the chips and get me some ammo.
That's American, Jim.
I feel like I belong being a minion.
I can't do a Russian voice either.
I think James should have been Gru.
I can't do.
Yeah, no,
I haven't.
he was right.
I can't. I haven't came in a banana, so I don't know experience. Alex does.
That doesn't matter.
It does.
You have it-
Minions can't talk, right? They just they say like paprika and stuff. What do they say?
They say Bido. They say banana.
Banana. They say paprika.
Do they?
They say something. that
Papaya.
Papaya. Yeah.
Papaya, mamaya.
How can you have a role play when the two things you're
Yeah,
supposed to be persuading
that's
you
a
can't
tough one.
talk?
You can't have two of the three.
Oh no, I've just came in a banana.
banana. No, banana. No.
Oh
Fuck it.
no.
That's done. That was exhausted.
Take the chips and give me some ammo.
Cakes with human traits says, how were you punished as a kid? What was the most memorable punishment you ever received?
Okay, how I was punished as a kid, I can just say that there was a spoon with my name on.
A wooden one.
A wooden spoon with my name on.
Damn. We had the wooden spoon, but I don't remember it ever being used.
No, it was a threat.
There was the spoon and the belt.
Oh, you had a belt.
Both threats. They were never used.
Yeah, my dad, he'd just take his belt off and hold it there and be like, right, keep going, and the belt's going. And that normally worked.
I would say the spoon didn't really work because I like to push the limits.
And also, it's one of your fetishes as well.
This
No.
explains a lot about James.
Yeah.
What? How? What does it explain?
I don't really remember any punishments, which I guess that means they didn't work.
Oh, actually, no. One of the punishments one time was so I was laying on bed. No, me and my sister were arguing over this old racing wheel we had for the PlayStation 2. And my dad was the punishment was like my dad got angry with it, literally threw it up, opened the window and fucking lobbed it into the garden when it was raining and it just fucking broke. That's the punishment. We lost the thing we were arguing over. That's what he did quite a lot.
That's fair enough.
That's, yeah.
I remember it because he was like,
That's
really
quite a good
angry.
lesson because it's like, it's gone.
Yeah.
You guys are arguing over it and not being able to settle your dispute. Like, no one can have it then. Ever.
Yeah. I remember coming back from school and it was still left in the garden in the rain and I was just like, no!
What a sad sight.
It was given to us by our grandparents as well. So.
Were you ever grounded?
Yes.
No.
I've been grounded a couple
No,
times.
no, being
What,
the
by-
youngest, it
by
was
mum, yeah.
like,
What?
that was when I was just buying CDs off Amazon.
I remember when we lived in Jersey, I was grounded for the first time, and I remember it being like so upsetting because I'd always planned to like work on my den or do something like that. Being banned from being able to like work on my den, it was kind of an issue for me. Stressful time.
I don't think I was ever grounded because I never left the house.
You see.
No, there were many threats of like the Xbox being taken away and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think my dad actually did take it away a few times.
No, I remember that.
Yeah, but then you just leave it like somewhere. We just get it.
Yeah, because in the morning before work, he'd just put it somewhere, and then I'd be like, it's either going to be in there or in there. And then I'd go and look, and I'm like, okay, take it back then.
See,
Respecting authority and all that.
I never got grounded because I was the youngest, so I got away with everything.
I was the youngest.
Did you get away with most things?
I didn't do anything bad ever.
Yeah, I don't have anything that really springs into my mind where it's like, yeah, that deserved punishment, like major punishment.
See, I didn't do anything like that either. Not that the spoon couldn't resolve anyway.
Yeah, it's tricky. I've got a bad memory now from like everything before yesterday.
See, the thing about the spoon in my household is it stayed until I was like 18. the dog chewed it a lot, but the spoon was always still there, and it always had my name on.
Have you still got it?
No, I think it had its death. I think it's gone.
Do you think if you had to punish your own child, you would use something that your parents used on you?
The spoon they get in the spoon.
Really?
That's what I got.
You would go and buy a spoon specifically for your child?
Yep, with the pen, you write the name on it. It's just like, oh, that's your spoon.
Well,
to me, like the punishment needs to be something that is actually threatening.
yeah.
Like having the Xbox taken away, but me knowing I can easily get it back.
Yeah,
That's not punishment.
At all.
So, for example, I'd probably go like way too far and like buy a safe and put it in the safe, so they just can't have it.
Or you just throw it outside, because then
either way, they either are punished and they just accept their punishment until the punishment's over, or they get creative and think of a way to get the thing I took away back. They're either breaking into a safe, or they're coming up with some scheme to make a bunch of money to buy the thing that I hid away again. So either way, I'm impressed.
Richard, it would be educating them for the creativity.
But I'd be most impressed if they broke into the safe. I'd be like, you've got skills.
That'd be pretty badass.
You've got skills that we're going to put to the test. It'd be like Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I tried the spoon as a threat. I wouldn't use it.
So you'd
I wouldn't use a weapon, physical violence with fists.
Jim's just like, fucking.
No, just in complete silence, you just raise your arms.
Mm-hmm. Or just
stand there.
Do what I learned from Resident Evil 2. Just walk towards them.
Put on the biggest, heaviest boots you have. Start at like the top of the stairs. Just.
Yeah, but you'd never hurt your kid. That's wrong. Unless it's with the spoon.
Unless when they're first born, you hang them upside down and smack them on the arse with a wooden spoon, don't you, to make them scream?
Yeah, just to make sure they're correct.
Like that fucking weird show that was on BBC.
What was it called?
I remember the theme song.
Yeah. It was about twins, and one of them liked
the Cramp Twins. Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
One was blue, and one was like
normal.
So he was Mexican. Lol that says, question mostly for I build everything. Oh, where's he? Oh, here he is. There he is. but also for the other mingers.
What?
Wait, pause this a minute. Who can do like the best fake laugh?
That's shit.
That sounds like a fake laugh. If you're
no, what's the qualification? Does it have to sound like a real laugh?
No.
That's fake, or does it have to sound
has to
fake?
sound
No,
like a fake
when
laugh.
we were in London the other week, we were like, we noticed something really fucking weird. You can just say, for the most part, anything you want really loudly and no one cares at all.
No, we were just laughing though, quite loudly while walking through.
Yeah,
the
so
streets
like
of
we were just
London.
walking through the streets of London, just going.
Every now and again, someone would slightly turn their head, but like they just.
No, the game was do a laugh weird enough to see if you can distract the busy London people from their day.
Mhm.
Oh,
Enough.
so basically it's
Bogies or whatever.
bogies for adults. How
Yes.
childish.
If it's for adults.
No,
then
but
it's not
James,
childish.
you would find it fascinating as well because people in London don't give a fuck.
It's just city. No, it's city people.
Yeah, they don't care.
Because everybody got somewhere to be, and there's always someone weirder than you.
Give me £5,000 and I can prove your theory wrong.
Just from laughing
Why do you
weirdly.
need money?
Yeah,
Because then you
what?
get a car, you stick a big exhaust on it,
God,
and make it go
yes.
flames.
That's James's laugh then. Imagine that kind of laugh, like as loud as you can project it. That's what we were doing in the streets.
No, do it as loud as you can.
I can't remember what kind of laughs I was doing.
We were doing everything. Every sort of laugh.
I should have done that one. Ones like that are brilliant. That's a good one.
Anyway, the question.
Yeah, anyway, the question. Lego just announced that they're going to release Minions sets in 2020. Apart from Madagascar, what film/video game properties would you like to see made into Lego sets?
Red Dead.
Red Dead would be cool.
Do they have to be realistic?
Obviously, would not be realistic at all because that game has like rape in it and bloody murder and.
When's rape in it? Oh, Arthur gets raped, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's not a spoiler. That's like a really hyper-specific side quest thing.
It's like an Easter egg, basically.
Yeah, it's an Easter egg.
When's that? When does he get raped?
Just Google it.
By some
We
hillbilly.
don't need to talk about that
Yeah,
now.
anyway.
Did they say apart from a Madagascar? Kung Fu Panda Lego obviously would be awesome. House Train Dragon Lego would be sweet.
Something like Overwatch Lego.
Wow. There's something I need to show you then.
We haven't gone back to Saint
Halo,
by the way.
obviously. I think Halo's perfect.
Can't Mega Blocks.
Yeah, Mega Bloks has it.
Spider-Man? I don't fucking know.
There's already loads of Spider-Man Lego, but it's shit. Most of the Marvel stuff's terrible.
Really?
Yeah, it's rubbish.
It's difficult.
What about like cars? What about a thing where you could like get a Lego model of whatever car you have? So like you take pictures of it and they just make it, and then you have a set of your own car.
I know I'd probably enjoy that.
Dark Souls
Their car
Lego.
stuff is really good anyway.
Dark Souls Lego.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sekiro Lego.
those are a bit violent, I guess.
Oh, for God's sake. I don't know what else. Family Guy.
That'd be kind of cool. The Mega Bloks have that as well, though.
Really?
Something has Family Guy, and that's awful. It's not Mega Bloks. There's that like meme of the like Breaking Bad Lego that people made, like the the meth bus, no, the meth camper van.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? They've done some edgy ones. They've done like a Big Bang Theory Lego thing and Lego Friends. It's quite edgy.
Edgy?
Big Bang Theory ain't edgy.
For Lego, it is. Considering
edgy. That's super.
How? It's like the safest sitcom there is.
Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
For Lego, they talk about like sex and stuff like that. For a Lego friend, I don't think you understand how close to the chest Lego holds their properties.
The
and things they
Simpsons
choose.
talks about sex.
Yeah, and The Simpsons was only made Lego
Overwatch
recently.
is known for porn. It's a porn. It's a
Well,
porn.
that's what I
franchise.
find so weird about the Overwatch Lego thing.
People definitely hot glue their Overwatch Lego sets.
Man, yeah, you're probably not wrong, to be honest.
100% they do. It's a porn franchise. It's
Although
a porn IP.
I saw in the Lego shop in London the Lego Mercy. That's the medic one, right?
It looks fucking garbage. Holy
Yeah,
fuck.
the really bad figure, in my opinion. Really not impressive at all. I just want more Lord of the Rings sets, to be honest. And I'll be happy with that.
I want more sets of cars. For the movie cars, that is.
We've got one for you, James, seeing as I just had that one.
Sing. Por favor.
Alex Sandgren says, James, any thoughts on the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare trailer? The other JAR members can answer this too.
Wait, Mad Max Lego. Sorry, there you go.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
I am hyped massively. The trailer's not
Massively,
really gameplay.
really?
Jim's gonna also play it as well. We want it.
I might.
Jim, if there's Spec Ops in it, you break
Yeah.
my socks. If there's
No,
Spec Ops, in
Spec
it,
Ops will get me in there, to be honest.
there's gonna be Spec Ops. The campaign, if it's co-op, will probably be alright. Probably won't be.
It won't be co-op.
If there is a campaign.
There's no Battle Royale. I'm pretty
Good.
sure that's been confirmed.
Good. It just needs to go back to being COD. I don't know how they fucked up the Modern Warfare 2 formula.
I know, it was like...
Perfect.
It's like the formula was already written or something.
And
They've had to take it back to formula now.
and hopefully,
Make the formula.
I say this every year, hopefully they go back and it's a good game and I can be addicted to it and yeah, love it.
Okay. We kind of mentioned this last episode, but so I'm just going to move on. The new COD did come up in some form, but
Brilliant. They changed Captain Price's voice actor and he sounds way worse. Okay.
really?
Yeah, the most iconic COD character. And
Wait,
they just-
is it just a remake? A
No.
reboot?
No, it's a reboot.
So it's basically like the new RoboCop then.
Yeah.
So it's going to be fucking awful.
So
then.
then when they remaster this one, there's going to be Modern Warfare Remastered.
What other game
Modern
has done
Warfare,
this?
Modern Warfare Remastered. None.
What?
I guess Doom?
No.
The latest Doom is kind of that idea.
No,
It's like
'cause-
remake, but the jump
No,
is so
but-
huge. Like, no matter how they reboot this new COD, it's still going to be like a 3D game with like pretty detailed graphics,
with the same aesthetic.
with similar gameplay.
You know, it's the first engine, like truly new engine in like 15 years.
Wait,
this COD game.
They're not.
Yeah,
they're not
they're
using-
using like a completely brand new engine apparently.
Oh
Wow.
fuck!
That'll either go really well or really.
Have you
badly
seen
for
the trailer?
Yeah,
Because
but not on like a big TV or anything.
It said like in game, and the game, if it's true, that shit looks fucking incredible.
Might be the first time in a while that COD would be impressive because of its graphics alone.
Yeah.
It's always just been
It
solid.
never has been.
Black Ops
So
4 is decent graphics.
If they
Yeah.
get away from
I
that
would never
engine-
say they've been bad, but they've never been like, wow, this is stunning or anything. Anyway, point is, Lewis asks, can you wish me, Lewis, a happy birthday? That would mean a lot. Turning 18 next Monday.
Happy birthday.
I think we should do a speedy one.
To you,
Lewis.
happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to you.
Happy
Happy birthday to Lewis.
Have a happy birthday.
to you.
Happy 18.
Wow. Because we don't want it to be like a thing every episode where it's like, hey, my birthday's coming up. So hold off the birthday ones. We won't do any more for a while now. So you're lucky, Lewis.
Happy birthday, Lewis.
We should only do really specific, like 23 or something. If you're 23, then we'll say happy birthday.
If you're
What if they
56,
just lie?
if you're 56, we will say happy birthday to you.
So with
Yeah.
a picture of your passport sent to James,
Yep.
then we can confirm that it is your birthday, and then we can shout it out. Okay.
As we book tickets in your name to Jamaica.
Dan Stereo has a little story for us. I meant to post this a while back when you boys were discussing getting caught looking at sexy porn.
Ooh.
Just wanted to share my embarrassing story, so hopefully it will stop haunting my nightmares. Back in the year 2000, my parents were going out for the evening, and they had finally decided I was old enough to not have a babysitter. They told me I could do whatever I wanted as long as I didn't touch the TV. In the lounge. This is just written really weirdly. As they had set the VCR, yes, I know I'm old. We had VCRs. I remember getting Finding Nemo on video.
Mm-hmm.
First
I
VCR.
still have
We had
VCRs.
Star Wars on video.
Yeah.
I remember thinking every time you put a video in, the actors have to do it all over again.
To record a film later that evening, I promised I wouldn't touch it and would just play my Game Boy instead. Cut to the following Saturday, my mum gets an angry call on the phone. It was my aunt. Apparently the VHS recording of The Lion King my mum had sent her cuts to Red Hot TV 10 minutes into the film and never changes back. Yeah, I was into that shit for a bit. And it wasn't the last time this happened. Anyone else have getting caught stories?
That's
I have too many to count.
That's
That's a
quite a
pretty
weird
good one.
way to get caught.
That's like actual
so that-
evidence of you doing it too.
That's like TV,
Do you remember those like weird channels? I remember
Babe Station.
Babe
yeah,
Station
Babe Station,
called
all
up.
those.
There
There are a few of those.
There was Babe Station and there was another one. They were the two biggest ones in England. I can't remember.
They were shit.
Yeah, they were shit.
But if it's all you've got, I mean,
Well, no, because you're supposed to call, weren't you?
Yeah, for a ridiculous amount of money.
yeah.
Yeah. But that's why
I
you
don't have any
watch it.
getting caught stories though, aside from
No.
what we talked about before. Sort of nice little anecdote to end on.
Just don't get caught in it.
Don't get captured.
And thank God we don't have VHSs anymore. Wouldn't happen nowadays because you'd just be on your phone looking at Pornhub.
And
Hooray.
you can't really get caught doing that.
Well, you can.
How? How would you get caught doing it on your phone?
Cock out in hand.
Yeah, if you're jerking it and whatever. Thanks for listening or watching to episode 170 of the JARCAST.
Jar Media Podcast. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you on the next Angry Joe Show.
Holy fuck, James is into this.